GM, everybody. Today is November 25th, the first day of the rest of our lives. And we are excited to be having a Llama Party on a Monday because this week is a holiday here in the US. So we didn't think there'd be a lot of people for Friday. And we are celebrating it with the best possible collection of guests we could possibly have. Joining me, of course, DeFi Advisor, my co-host. And from the EYWA team, we have Boris, Povar, the CEO. From Alphamind, Nelli, also the CEO of Alphamind, and returning visitor to one of our Llama parties, person who perhaps needs no introduction, is Mikhail Egorov from Curve, today's mystery VIP guest. So we're going to give everybody a chance to introduce yourselves. Why don't we start with you, Mitch?
Yeah, well, of course, everybody is probably aware, but I'm the founder of Curve and working on Curve since 2020. And I guess I probably wouldn't be repeating everything, so because everyone knows, but yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Boris, could you tell us a bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, I'm in crypto since 2017. We built EYWA since end of 2020. It's a big, huge cross-chain ecosystem. Yeah. Also, I have big experience in crypto. For example, in investment side, it's mining, DeFi. For example, I'm OG user of Binance Smart Chain at the start. Yeah. Thank you for the question.
And thank you very much for the answer. And Nelli, last but not least, could you tell us a bit about yourself?
Hey, Gary. Hey, guys. Thank you so much for inviting. My name is Nelli. I'm the founder of Alphamind, which is more than just a launchpad. And I can tell you that this is a fresh new token and project discovery platform that focuses on creating synergies between different ecosystems and aligns very much with what we will be talking about today, with a strong DeFi community, Curve community, and cross-chain interoperability philosophy. I'm in crypto since 2018. Not a tech guy in comparison to all the others presented here, but we supported dozens of Web3 and crypto projects during years at InMind, which is another project of ours, the platform that connects startups with crypto VC investors. Glad to be here and looking forward to the brainstorm chat here.
Absolutely. We're very pleased that you could all join us here today. So we had asked the community to send in questions. So for the first little bit, we're going to start with some of the questions that came in from the community. I think the first is perhaps not a surprise to you, Mikhail, about Curve ecosystem, and it's just phenomenal growth lately. So we don't talk too much about token price generally, but in the past 30 days, the Curve DAO token is up over 100% in value. And DeFi coins more generally are making a strong comeback. Do you think that this is the market finally recognizing the true value of DeFi? Do you think that we're gearing up for perhaps DeFi Summer V 2.0? What's your take on all of this activity we've seen?
Yeah, well, I guess it is market indeed started realizing the value of DeFi. And I think the reason is that, well, first of all, there is time, of course, as you can see with Bitcoin going up. But DeFi tokens were not appreciated initially because it was a little bit unclear what's going to happen on the regulatory front. And I think that part cleared up a little bit. And that's why everyone who was on standby with meme coins switched to real things.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, but also, of course, there is a lot of stuff happening in Curve ecosystem, but that was always the case. So it so happened that we launched savings Curve USD, so yield-bearing Curve USD, but I wouldn't really attribute everything to that. I think it's more like the general market sentiment.
Yeah, so I know a few DeFi projects actually sort of went on hiatus during DeFi winter, and then more recently just sort of reemerged. Like we saw Olympus DAO come out of hibernation. But Curve has been steadily building. So if anyone has been not following Curve because maybe they had to get a real 9-to-5 job and they're just coming back and taking a look at DeFi, what are some of the latest updates on Curve's products? You mentioned S Curve USD as well as Curve USD, Llama Land, stable swaps. Network. Could you give people a brief rundown on what's new with Curve?
Right. Well, of course, one of the things is update to the already existing things like stable swap and crypto swap. So to stable swap started being more useful for yield bearing tokens actually, and we have yield bearing token pools really appearing on Curve lately. Like one good example is, of course, SUSD pools. One of those become like 40 millions in size, while it is producing surprisingly large trading volumes. So, and LRT pools are also pretty interesting. There are quite a few yield opportunities. And again, it looks like if they are parameterized well, they produce very good trading volumes and very good fees for the system and for users. And of course, there was Curve stablecoin launched in the last year, and Llama Land was launched in the beginning of this year. And just recently, there was a Savings Curve USD. So Savings Curve USD, essentially, it serves the same purpose for the system as Llama Land. It tries to be a supply sink for Curve stablecoin. But the good part about it is that from the very launch, it is already sustainable. By sustainable, I mean that the savings rate is actually smaller than the borrow rate in the borrowing markets set up by the market. Borrow rates on Curve usually seem to be fairly high, and this is because of how users value reversible liquidations, and it just makes sense for scaling the system to share some of this borrow rate with holders of Curve USD. But also there are quite some developments going on. For example, crypto pools can be made much more efficient, and that is if we combine that with Curve stablecoin and the yields it's making for the system. So it appears, at least in simulations, that if you share the yields of Curve stablecoin from CRV-USD sitting in crypto pools with Curve with the algorithm of the Curve pools, you can make actually liquidity more dense, and it can work much better, especially for things like euro or gold, but also for cryptos. So this is something really good, and some work is going on with that for sure. And also, of course, there are always things like reworking front-end infrastructure, something happening behind the scenes, as well as reworking the fee collection mechanism. This is something which happened this year. Like fees started being distributed in Curve USD, by the way. So, and this infrastructure doesn't require any maintenance from our side anymore. So it's it's not that anyone can call it. It's like profitable for everyone to call it, apparently. So, and it works very well in collaboration with CowSwap. So anyway, quite a few things are happening.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that update there. So the next question that is submitted by readers, and please, by the way, take a moment if you are following this on either X or YouTube to drop your questions and comments in the chat so we can actually get to the questions for all of our guests here. The next one is for you, Boris. This is about the EYWA token and its utility. Because when you look recently at the bribe or vote markets, whatever you want to call them, on Curve. We've noticed that lately EYWA has been participating in StakeDAO's vote market V2, which also just launched recently, and they've been you've been buying votes using this future token EYWA. We don't actually know a whole ton about this, so Boris, could you share some more details about the strategy and what's going on here?
Yeah, thank you. Initially, let me talk about more about our protocol, about EYWA. EYWA, it's a unified cross-chain liquidity market, and we solve two big problems of DeFi: liquidity fragmentation problem and insecure cross-chain communications. And EYWA consensus bridge solve problem of insecure bridges. And second product, our main product, it's a cross curve, it's a cross-chain DEX, cross-chain trading and yield protocol designed to address the issue of fragmented liquidity. By using curve deep liquidity, we help both B2B and retail users enjoy low slippage rates when trading single assets and curve LP tokens. Using cross curve, you can swap, for example, stable LP tokens of stable pools of curve across 8 chains. Also, you can swap underlying assets, single assets, for example, using Ethereum pools or Bitcoin pools. Yeah, and main utilities of our tokens, it's decentralization of management for all smart contracts of EYWA consensus bridge. And second part, it's incentives, because it's DeFi. Yes, we launch our own DAO, voting escrow DAO. We use all best mechanics, for example, solidly mechanics and the curve mechanics. And yes, now we set to distribute 2 million reward EYWA tokens for VC holders as a reward for voting to our pools. It's X stable pool and X Ether pool. It's this pool's live now, and we pay reward EYWA token for early farming program. What is EYWA token? It's a derivative. We plan to convert this token to EYWA with 3 months vesting period, and users can take these tokens with penalties. If, for example, if you want sell this token early, and also with the EYWA TGE coming up in December 5, this is chance to earn EYWA before listing, which can be swapped 1-to-1 for EYWA tokens before they hit the market. Our plan list EYWA token after TGE up to 2 weeks, going to Texas, and also curve listing in Arbitrum, listing on cross curve. I mean, cross-chain trading on top of cross curve. Users can buy our token using many stable coins across, for example, for now, 15 chains. Cross curve support stable swaps across 15 chains, because we launch our second stable pool on this week, and now we provide high API for liquidity providers. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your question. I think now all VC holders can participate in StakeDAO Vote Market 2 and send votes to our offer. Maybe I think convex users now have some problems, but other users, StakeDAO and VCRE, can use this offer. And our plan provides incentives to using two tokens, reward EYWA and CRV token in a Phantom.
And can you touch a little bit on the utility of the EYWA token?
Yes, sure. EYWA is a governance token of both EYWA and cross-curve via EYWA DAO. This token will be used for voting, governing the platform, and the issuance and distribution of rewards on liquidity pools. To use EYWA tokens in the DAO, EYWA is utilized. To receive EYWA, one must log EYWA. One EYWA equal one EYWA locked for 3 years. The weight of the EYWA vote decreases linearly as the lock period ends in each epoch. The EYWA token can be converted into EYWA, which uses modified scroll model with voting power, meaning that EYWA is locked in order to get access to the DAO and other benefits. When users log their EYWA in order to get the EYWA, they can vote for proposals in the EYWA governance forum and make decisions on key issues and vectors of DAO development. Additionally, EYWA DAO participants can increase their voting power with the help of EYWA NFT collection. It's a unique feature. Users can boost your EYWA using our unique NFTs up to X3. Locking EYWA allows the users to receive a portion of the platform fees. Moreover, any market user can offer rewards for EYWA holders in order to receive the combined incentives from EYWA, Curve, and Convex, and maybe other aggregators in desired cross-curve pools. And we have some unique feature. EYWA DAO can set inflation rate quarterly. EYWA DAO holders, EYWA holders can set inflation rate increase or decrease due to, for example, market conditions. And we split EYWA emission from DAO treasury for direct incentives to cross-curve pools. Second, it's bonds, because we have plan build EYWA treasury and attract liquidity using bond mechanics. And next feature, it's we send emission to curve bribes, maybe Convex and other curve ecosystem protocols who have VCRV. Thank you for your questions.
Thanks, Boris. We'll get you out of the hot seat in just a minute, but there's a ton of questions about this. So we are going to couple this one that's coming in live on X, where thank you all for all your retweets and replies. By the way, we're up to about 850 viewers, making us the largest crypto live stream on X, but we'd like to get that over 10,000 to make it the largest live stream, period. Why all the Curve favoritism? Is there anything kind of structural that you're seeing in Curve? Is there, for example, Curve architecture giving you an edge over other potential cross-chain solutions? So I'd be curious if you could share some key metrics or any numbers to illustrate this.
I think Curve, it's a deep liquidity, and it's a unique algorithms. Stable swap NG pools. Using these pools, we can combine up to 8 different assets from 8 different chains, and also meta pools. We can combine aggregated liquidity infinitely. I mean, we can add more and more chains using hub chain. Now it's our hub chain. It's Phantom, and soon we move to Sonic. Also, we winner in the Sonic Boom program, and using Curve in a hub chain, we can combine different types of liquidity and solving problem of fragmented liquidity. We need 10 times less TVL, unlike competitors, because we moving with Curve.
Yeah, I think I can add a little bit more here. Is that I think the principle how it works is they add they bridge LP tokens, right? And they make a pool made out of pools of Curve pools on all chains. So you basically bridge, you create a kind of mirrored LP token of Curve pools on different chains, combine them in one pool, and that apparently helps to make bridging very, very efficient. So this is something which attracted my attention back when they started.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Also, we can use single assets, not only LPs, and we combine this approach on a cross curve. If curve have many liquidity, yes, we can use it this pool in a cross curve. But also we can use, for example, single assets. Very a good pool. It's X-Ether pool. We combine 8 versions of wrapped Ethereum, and we have high liquidity utilization, up to 100% per day on Ethereum pool. And after this, we have planned reuse this liquidity. We have planned list new tokens, new protocols using this accumulated liquidity. Yeah, and currently we have good CVL, $12 or more million, and now we can compete with other players like a Jumper Exchange aggregator or Stargate and other, for example, intent-based protocols like Acros. And thank you, Michael, for decreasing fees on the curve. Michael said low fees.
Well, yes, that was layer 2 pools. They did have quite large fees, so they had to have it lowered anyway, and they're not very large, so it was making sense to try it. On mainnet, I think probably makes less sense to decrease the fee at the moment. Well, because gas is a bigger fraction of a transaction cost on mainnet. But on layer 2s, it makes a lot of sense, and yeah, it did reflect on bridging fees.
Yeah, thanks, Garrett, for your question about our utility of our token. Also, last point, we provide a unique feature. Users can send and, for example, sold your locked tokens. If user buy public round or receive some airdrop, we provide possibilities for user can sold this token using NFT marketplace, Also, we have staking feature. If user lock any tokens to DAO locker, user can receive some part of emission. It's depend of lock time. It's like a staking model for users.
Right on. Thank you very much. So, I mean, I've been just following the stats on my end, and they're pretty mind-boggling because that $13 million in TVL is still allowing EYWA to provide slippage on par with market leaders. So we've seen so far, I believe, $750 million in trading volume on 1 million transactions for over 100,000 off-chain users, which is pretty impressive stuff. Nelli, I want to bring you into the conversation here because there's a lot of questions about fundraising strategies for products. So as the co-founder of Alphamind, could you share a bit about how your Launchpad supports projects within the Curve ecosystem?
Absolutely. I'd love to open some shadows around this, and thanks a lot for bringing up this question. So first of all, I already mentioned Alphamind is more than just a launchpad. And if you guess why we decided to build Alphamind when hundreds of launchpads already exist on the market, I can tell you, try to launch your project and your token on any of existing launchpads, and you will understand all the obstacles and the current landscape that actually brings us back to the Stone Age, I would say, from the perspective of value for the founders and from the perspective of treatment of the community. And we launched it simply because we want to bring back the true Web3 value to the crypto community, treating them like smart, thoughtful investors and backers. We are not speculating on hype. We are selecting the best fundamental projects, and that is why EYWA is the first, really first IDO ever happening on Alphamind platform. So right now, right as we speak, you can join Alphamind and check the whitelisting for EYWA IDO. And if you are an early community member and supporter of EYWA, you will get already whitelisted through all those whitelists that we received from EYWA. But what I want to elaborate on is why I'm talking about smart and thoughtful community. As a retail investor myself, I get fed up when I see the messages like, oh my God, it's 24 hours left, go invest in this token and then dump it next day, right? When is listing, when is TGE, and so on and so forth. I want to see the projects that will be the next big thing on the market. And I want to find them earlier than the top QLs start talking about this project, right? Earlier than these QLs will shield these projects and then use me as exit liquidity. And that is what we are trying to build on Alphamind, bringing projects like EYWA early. So first time we introduced it to our community months ago via the Alpha Quest, and we incentivized community to learn about EYWA, to use a swap feature, swapping from any other chain to another chain using EYWA protocol. We incentivize them to try their mainnet, and in very, very near future, we will bring new projects to list on CrossCurve and do the cross-chain listing. So we treat our community, incentivizing them to try different DeFi mechanics, get involved, get engaged, and educate community that the best gains and the best experience in crypto, both during bull market and across other different markets, is not just about flipper mindset that many other platforms stimulate, right? It's about finding these cool projects and getting engaged early and testing and learning what are other existing available mechanics in order to increase your gains and to increase your skin in the game in the protocol. That's what's important. And we love Curve ecosystem a lot. And I know that Curve is complicated, even for me, right? Being not a techie person, it's complicated. It has so many details. It has so many features, so many products inside. So if you are not a true DeFi enthusiast with years of experience, it's difficult for a common person to understand the whole scope of the ecosystem. But we are using different combined quest mechanics and educational gamify mechanics to educate people in a simple form so that even crypto enthusiasts, degens, or just newbies who do not know DeFi at that scale as Boris or Mikhail know, they can understand the sense and understand the value of it. And that is, I think, what differentiates a lot Alphamind from anything else that exists on the market, because we use the karma system and different quests and gamify mechanics to educate community, engage community, involve it on the early stage, and of course, match community with the best fundamental projects that are changing the world, like EYWA does.
Yeah, Nelli bring up to 100K on-chain users to cross-curve. Thanks, because Linnea, it's main partners, right? Consensus, it's main partners of Alphamind. Also, Nelli, our old investor.
Yes, we are with EYWA. Thank you for bringing this up, Boris. We invested in EYWA back in, I don't even remember when. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. And we still are together. We are very bullish about EYWA cross-curve. And during these years, we observed phase by phase how it's changed and evolved. Because EYWA 2 years ago is absolutely different than EYWA cross-curve today, right? It has so many, not pivots, yeah, but changes and partially pivots, but it always brings some good and some extra value on top. So it's wonderful to observe how real founders and real teams are building the products. It's never static. It's always evolving process. And in this regards, Boris and his team did an amazing job in understanding what market needs, what are the current problems, and how to face them. So they also did a great job in evolving their initial understanding of EYWA to what we now know now. And I guess in 1 year, it would be something even more gigantic.
Yeah, and now Alphamind provides possibilities for users take part in our community round, also VCRE holders and Llama NFT collection holders, and also our early users, participants in our airdrops. Yeah, and now we reach on this moment up to 300K. We start this sale today, and now our early adopters, early users since 2021, 2022 buy our token. Thank you, guys. And next round of including VCRE holders, VCRE OG users, and the llamas. Unfortunately, the real llamas could make it today. Yeah, but we make partnership with the llamas. We have, I think, soon we have unique NFT for cross-curve, including in the llama collection. Yeah, and our sticker pack with this mascot, and we popularize. Sorry, my English. We push llama. We have now we have a fun crypto game, Llamaville, and I think llama it's a mascot of DeFi, like DeFi llama, curve llama, and I think soon we present cross-curve llama. Yeah.
That would be wonderful, actually. And by the way, some people get confused, I see in the comments, about different phases of EYWA token launch or EYWA token sale, right? Because indeed, there are few phases, one by one. And let me elaborate a little bit for those who feel confused. So as Boris said, few hours ago, we started the very first exclusive, very special opening for early testers, alpha testers, who participated in alpha testing of EYWA protocol back years ago. They were whitelisted already, and they can join the EYWA token sale right now on Arbitrum. As we talk, we are opening the second phase where other early adopters also can join. If you were with EYWA protocol during these years, participated in community events, supported and bought some NFTs that will allow you to get the secondary market liquidity for the vested tokens, then you can join the second phase. And the third phase, which starts on 27th of November, so whitelisting is active right now. Oh, thank you so much for sharing the screen, indeed. So this whitelist is happening now on Alphamind. And if somehow accidentally you missed EYWA previously and you are not whitelisted in the early community sale, then you can join and whitelist yourself for Alphamind sale. As I mentioned, whitelisting ends tomorrow in the evening. And on 27th of November, we will start this sale. Alphamind part is happening on Linea. As Boris mentioned, we are good friends with Consensus team and Linea developers. And the early supporters is happening on Arbitrum. In this way, we capture both communities and bring them together to Curve.
Yes, but VCRV and Llama holders can buy token today. It's
Yes.
second part of EYWA sale.
Thank you very much for all that clarification. And we did want to just give a brief shout out to the llamas who were originally intended to be joining today's broadcast, but due to some last minute scheduling conflicts, they couldn't quite make it today. But if you're not familiar, the llamas are the iconic mascot of the Curve ecosystem. They support a lot of promising projects from the Curve ecosystem, including last week's Llama Party, which we had with the RAAC team, Regnum Regnus Aurum. So feel free to check out their Twitter, When Llama, for more information, or the Llama's NFT collection. So we've got one more question from the community for Michael before we're going to open up to the community Q&A. So by all means, if you are watching this on X or on YouTube, please go ahead and drop the questions that you have in those comments, because we're up to over 1,400 viewers on X, which is by far making us the biggest live stream there regarding crypto. But we'd like to get those numbers pumped up. If we want to get Bitcoin to hit 100K, we're going to have to get that to at least 150,000. So make sure to take a moment to like, share, retweet. Michael, there's a lot of questions about Curve's future. Could you give us a sneak peek into Curve's plans for the future? What sort of exciting developments could we look forward to?
Well, I think I hinted on that a little bit, but I think the most interesting part, which is like most exciting part for me, is what can happen if Curve stablecoin gets combined with the automatic market making, because that kind of brings the game for yields on a different level. This makes it possible to use Curve AMMs in a sustainable way for foreign exchange kind of things. And yeah, so many things become much more practical. And I'm especially excited about possibility of what to do with what it can do with foreign exchange part, like euro to dollar exchange, for example. So it could be that kind of stable swap moment for these exchanges, but it doesn't rely on any emissions. So just by pure efficiency of the combination of Curve stablecoin and AMM. So that's the most exciting sneak peek for me, at least.
Yeah. Also, we have planned launch EYWA consensus bridge after Sonic migration in I think in 2025 first quarter, and after Curve deployment, we migrate main liquidity from Phantom to Sonic, and after this, our EYWA consensus bridge going to live, and EYWA consensus bridge plus EYWA DAO, it's the most of decentralized bridge. It's a bridge agnostic bridge because we combine different protocols and different themes to our one bridge. I mean,
we're actually going. Yeah, so we're actually going to use that one from them for bridging for bridging CRV essentially to other chains. But the trick is that it's kind of a bridge of bridges. So let's say you have multiple bridges who say let's say you transfer 100 tokens to a different chain, and basically you have what bridges usually do. They you put 100 tokens in a smart contract, and smart contract passes a message to the different chain. Hey, can you mint 100 mirror tokens? So what happens here is that just several bridges pass this message. Can you mint 100 mirror tokens? And then smart contracts aggregate those. And if one of those messages doesn't agree with others, it means that it's maybe not a trustworthy message. So it's a multi-sig of bridges. It's pretty good one, I would say.
Yeah. Also, I think in Sonic we can try make cross-chain lending protocol using Llama Land because we have aggregated assets, LP tokens of cross-curve pools, for example, XBTC, XStable, and XEther. It's concentrated liquidity assets. User can convert these assets to any underlying assets, and we can use these assets for cross-chain lending on top of Llama Land, and provide, for example, leverage farming, cross-chain borrowing. I think it's an interesting idea. What do you think about it, Michael?
Yeah, so you kind of would jump for a leverage farm on any chain from any other chain, I guess. Is it what you are proposing essentially? Or like whatever farm? Well, actually, it does make sense to do bridged liquidity provision even in general. So there are multiple opportunities on all sorts of chains, and maybe if users are able to do it at low fee, even on mainnet, if you bridge liquidity, you can kind of provide liquidity with a low fee, I guess. So anyway, so some interesting composability ideas are possible, I think.
Well, also, I think user can provide BTC in any chain, different types of wrap BTC, and receive any types of tables to any chain. I think it's a good utility, and it's additional yield for these assets. It's good for EYWA DAO because we have planned accumulate, provide bonds, accumulate some liquidity in treasury, and provide this liquidity in a cross curve. And if we can reuse this liquidity in lending, it's a good revenue for our token holders and curve. token holders.
Excellent. We got a question coming in. This is courtesy our friend John Philippe on YouTube, who is asking when Curve USD cross-chain swap. Because I noticed when you look at all the different cross-chain pools that you're currently got on, formerly Phantom, now Sonic, you have 3Curve, Ethereum, BTC, some USDC stablecoins. But where's our
Initially,
coin?
Yeah, well,
initially we have these pools. First launch cross curve, we using CRV-USD pools, but it's quite little bit inefficient because users want to swap USDC, and we moving to 3 pools. But I think we provide one-to-one bridging for CV, like USDC, CCTP bridge. The same functionality I think we can provide in next
well, I guess
year.
what could be good is to integrate other swaps on both sides of the bridge, so that if the bridge fundamentally bridges something else, it can swap it. It can swap before and swap after, and then it works like bridging. But yeah, that's right. That actually bridging of Curve USD can be powered by exactly the same consensus bridge.
Yeah. I think we can do it. It's our plan after consensus bridge launching and migrate to Sonic migration.
Excellent. Thank you so much for the answer there. So we have got another question, and this is coming in off of formerly Twitter, now X. This is the user Valnine D, aka Valerie, asking basically, why did you choose Linnea for your IDO? Nelli, that might be a good question for you to cover.
Yeah, I'd love to. Actually, great question. And I can tell you that we chose Linea for EYWA IDO because it aligns perfectly with the needs of both EYWA and Alphamind. If you don't know about Linea, it's a cutting-edge layer 2 solution that offers both scalability, low fees, and quite a thriving DeFi ecosystem with projects like Zeroland, Mix, Linux, Clip Finance, and many others like this. And it's just an ideal choice for a cross-chain protocol like EYWA, especially considering that linear architecture allows integrate seamlessly different other chains while maintaining high performance. For Alphamind, hosting IDO on Linea also reflects our commitment to supportive thriving new L2s that are very much into interoperability and cross-chain. I can also tell you personally that Linea, as an organization, as a structure, they have very supportive team, in the best term of this word, supportive. So compared to many other L2s that well, as we say, are throwing helicopter money on just providing grants, etc., it's not the real support for the projects, right? I love a linear approach towards true support of Web3 projects with post-TG performance and engaging for the token, with integrating different DeFi mechanics, with integrating incentives on liquidity pools, incentives on various cross-chain pools, and so on and so forth. So in these regards, I believe we will see more and more collaborations between EYWA and Linea. And this IDO is just a first example, a first start, a first touch of this future long-term relationship.
We launch stable swaps on Linea on this week. Initially, we launch Ether swaps, and now you can receive USDC in Linea, for example.
Yeah.
And yes, we can support chains without curve, but we talks with many chains, and in fact we are, I think, we are ambassadors for curve, and we talk about deployment, curve light deployment with many chains. And maybe discuss about tone, because it's I think it's a good topic.
Well, I'll go ahead and ask my own question. This question comes in from the exceedingly handsome host of the show, CurveCap, who's asking what's going on with TON and stable swaps. So using my hosting powers, I kind of butted in. But please, what's this update?
Okay. Yeah, so there are 2 stable swap projects starting there. And they we are talking to them on how exactly a curve would collaborate with them, but it's going to be I would say a very good collaboration. So they would pretty much be to give parts of Llama family in some sense. And apart from that, what is, I think, very important to do is to bridge savings curve USD, so that this yield is brought to other chains, TON included. And but if you just bridge, it's a little bit useless. So you need to be able to exchange to this yield bearing token to and from USDT, for example. And that is exactly what can be done using those projects. And users on TON can be accessing savings curve USD yield generated on Ethereum.
Yeah, and now we talks with this protocols Torch and Crouton on TON. This guy is going to audits, and we also built supporting of TON, and we port our smart contracts to Fancy. Team of TON Teleport. These guys built Bitcoin on TON, provides for us, built for us, and I think we're going to live in end of first quarter 2025, and TON Foundation and EYWA will set aside $500,000 for incentivizing liquidity provision in the cross-chain pools between EVM chains and TON, and improving cross-chain swaps with the TON chain. Also, we integrate cross-curve to Telegram mini app and provides cross-chain swaps into Telegram. Yeah, we received grant from TON Foundation.
It's really exciting to hear, because Leviathan News, our 24/7 Telegram headline bot, is powered extensively by all the amazing infrastructure being built out in Telegram. So we're really excited for all the TON developments. DeFi Advisor, I think you might have a question. You're muted, sir.
I'm saying thanks. Would love to. And nice having you on, guys. Really an honor. Really excited about the launch and about having you on, and learning about the Alphamind as well for the first time, to be honest. I'm curious about what kind of new actions can a simple user like myself, maybe, what kind of actions will we now be able to do because of with EYWA, with the integration of EYWA into the Curve ecosystem, that we can't do now, like simple stuff? Maybe if you can, guys, give some examples. And also, I want to know, like, what will be pleasing and satisfying in your mind, whether it's Mitch or Boris, in like, I don't know, half a year or a year from now, where would you want to see the project on the TVL side of things, or on the level of how integrated it is and how active it is throughout the activity in all the ecosystem? And I'd love to know about that.
I think first of all, unique feature that provides for other protocols. It's a B2B line. With us, any token, any protocol can have one liquidity pool for all chains. I mean, simple users can buy or sell token in many chains without liquidity, because we provide omni-chain token functionality and make these omni-chain tokens liquid. For example, we can use other omni-chain tokens like layer 0 OFT tokens, Axelar tokens, and make this token liquid using cross-curve liquidity. And now we prepare first step. We build core liquidity, Bitcoin, Ether, and stable coins. And after this, we have planned increase quantity of blockchains, and add the list many protocols and many tokens. We token with many big DeFi protocols. It's stable coin emittents, LRT, LST protocols, and Bitcoin Fi protocols, and provides opportunity to fragment liquidity. I mean defragmentation. Do you need one liquidity pool? You don't need split liquidity between many chains, many dexes, and receive high slippages. It's a main feature. And also EYWA DAO and cross-curve, it's a marketplace of incentives, because with us any protocol can receive incentives and attract TVL fast and cheap. And for simple users, we provide possibilities. For example, sell tokens without waiting. I mean, you can use our EYWA NFTs, and if you have any vesting tokens, you can sold these tokens using OpenSea. And EYWA, it's also NFT tokens. You can sold your position in DAO using NFT marketplace. Also, we have planned integrate bribery aggregators and integrate cross-curve to all biggest bridge aggregators like Jumper, Ranga Exchange, Rubik Finance, and other. Integrate cross-curve to all biggest wallets like Exodus, MetaMask, Rebi, and other wallets, and attract huge trading volumes. Also, we have planned add more non-EVM chains. I mean Solana, I mean Tron, and list more protocols. And finally, I think we have planned provide case swapping case any token to any token. We have planned integrate cross-chain dexes, we have planned integrate DEX aggregators like 1inch, Paraswap, and others, or meta aggregators like DeFi Llama Swap. It's aggregator of aggregator for DEXs, and we have planned connect this to cross curve and provides possibilities for swapping any tokens between chains, and also provide cross-chain listings for projects. And last, I want to add native Bitcoin to curve and cross curve and provide swaps. Between,
native Bitcoin. That's interesting.
yes.
Well, would you wrap it as a token?
Yeah. I think we can connect good partners in EYWA consensus bridge and connect good wrapper, fast wrapper between EVM and Bitcoin, for example, 10 minutes. And after this, we can connect it to cross curve, and users can buy any amounts of Bitcoin using stable coins on top of curve and cross curve without KYC and ML.
No,
I think it's a good idea.
You can do it with TBTC, but there are, I guess, other ways to bridge Bitcoin, maybe. So it's an interesting one. Yes.
I think yes. We now we integrate, for example, TBTC liquidity, and users can swapping LP tokens of TBTC VBTC between chains, or for example, sending Binance Bitcoin and receive TBTC to different chains. But I don't know how long TBTC minted. I think it's quite long, maybe 1 hour or more. For cross-chain trading, we need fast wrapper. But yes, we can talk with TBTC team. We talking, for example, with DLC BTC and BEVM and other Bitcoin projects. I think Bitcoin Fi is very interesting. Now we have 70 different Bitcoin layer 2s, and we can connect it between DeFi Bitcoin, I mean VBTC, TBTC, and Coinbase BTC, and provides to new Bitcoin layer 2 these possibilities. Yeah. Thank you for your questions.
No, that's great. That's great. And I definitely want to thank everyone for joining. We got one final question to take us out on, and this is, again, using my host privilege. Nelli, we've seen some perros hermosos, some beautiful dogs there. And just curious, what these furry friends, dogs at a Llama Party named?
So yeah, please meet Mopsy. So he's the guy, and he's pretty old already. He's 10 years old. And his name is Mopsy because his mother is Mops Pug. And the second one, she already ran away, a girl, Mindy. Yeah. So these are the names of my dogs. Please don't create meme coins with this name.
Already happened.
Yeah, I think it might be too late on that. Well, we want to thank everyone for joining. Of course, Michael, Boris, Nelli, DeFi Advisor, as well as the almost 2,000 people tuning in across all our various channels. Quick reminder that you can always catch Leviathan News on Telegram, and all of our various links you can catch at bento.me/Leviathan News.